Hello, welcome to my channel, Wing Spiritual Clarity. My name is Wendy Wing. I'm doing a reading for the collective. Welcome, collective. I am tuning into general energies and not one person's specific energies. So take what resonates and leave the rest. If you would like a reading, a personal reading, you are welcome to schedule that reading with me. The link to do that is to schedule your reading is in the description box below. All right. Okay, so collective, in the past, you were in the energy of wisdom. Hierophant. I'm getting that something that you went through in the past was very difficult, but it gave you a lot of wisdom, a lot of personal knowledge about yourself, your world, and then some maybe universal truths. Okay, so in the past, collective, there's someone who okay. This energy that I'm tuning into is someone who's really selfish, dependent on others. Feels like they're a bit flighty, that they have, they're kind of all over the place. I get the feeling if you talked to this person that they jump topics, like they interrupt themselves with a different topic. This is someone who's indecisive, who can't make a decision. Feels like they get overwhelmed easily. I'm reading this two different ways. Let's see if okay. This person created a huge betrayal that you had to recover from in the past. It feels like around infidelity. Feels like this person is the third party that I'm talking about. So a third party who's selfish, depends on others, could be just energetically. It feels like there's that dependency, that codependence type of behavior, needing others. They get very overwhelmed and they're not comfortable in their own skin, and it feels like they saw that if this is the third party, it feels like the person you were connected with, collective, was someone who is viewed as somewhat successful, someone who's secure, who has abundance. There's some prosperity and generosity. It feels like with the Hierophant card, this is someone that you could have possibly been married to, have like some kind of structure, long-term relationship, long-term connection. And I feel like this third party felt that it was, there was nothing, it feels like they've got a lot of excuses and justifications for hurting someone else to get what they want. It's a very cutthroat type of energy. I see what I want. I see someone is in the way of what I want. I see I can manipulate this person. It feels like they used a lot of mental manipulation. They appeased to this person's ego. Feels like it was rather easy because of the ego to manipulate. So this third party person just kind of took advantage of a situation. It feels like they've done this to a few people. They're very ruthless. They are not opposed to hurting others to get what they want. It feels very, I'm reading kind of from their point of view, from this third party person's point of view, and they feel justified. It kind of feels like that energy, well, yeah, I took advantage of this person, but if they weren't so weak, then I wouldn't have taken advantage of them. Instead of, wow, this person is weak, this person can't defend themselves, so I'm not going to take advantage of someone who's down on their luck. It feels like an opportunistic type of personality. This is someone who creates trauma bonds. So it feels like an exciting connection. It probably is, at least in the beginning, a very exciting connection, but it's built on codependency and building of egos and it also, it also feels like this person, the third party, it feels like blackmail. It feels like they seduce someone into really bad behavior, really deplorable behavior. Wow. And then and justify it, and of course it's fine, and they get this person to do explore darker energies, to say darker things, to behave in darker ways, and then they will use that against a person at a later date, either blackmail or kind of emotional blackmail, like, look what you did, like, what kind of person does what you did? And whoever's connected with them around them, it's like, wait a minute, I thought we were doing this together. We're both, there's somehow this person manipulates the storyline a lot, creates a lot of trauma bonding situations. So it feels like an addiction to this person. There's a lot of just games. it's confusing tuning into this energy. It's also exhausting. Like I'm already, we're at the very beginning of this reading, and I'm kind of like, oh my God, this is okay. This is just a lot. This is a very draining energy. Being around someone who is not themselves, who's always shifting, who's works to get people bonded to them and attached to them. Wow. Ugh. Okay. In present time, collective, you're in Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles talks about something that's taken a lot longer than expected. Patience and planning. Something, it's like you've planted seeds and you're waiting for harvest. Something in this current energy is taking longer than expected. Right now, someone's just trying to avoid conflict. Someone's just like, let's agree to disagree. We're seeing things different. Someone's wanting an equal give and take. Okay. Okay, so wait, this reading is so far about this third party person. This person in present energy is very secretive. They've got a hidden agenda. Really, it feels like most of what they do is hidden agendas. I don't know if they even know what their agenda is. Everything feels very, they feel very disconnected from their intuition. So their emotions are out of control. They're, they like heightened emotions. They like getting others in heightened emotions. Feel like they feed off of people being in heightened states. When people are in heightened states, whether it's very happy, but some heightened states of emotions, they are disconnected from their intuition. Because if you are connected to your intuition, you would see this person correctly. But they are disconnected from their intuition, and they like keeping people disconnected from their intuition as well. Otherwise, they would be seen for the truth of what they are. This is someone who works behind the scenes, someone who's very selfish. I get the feeling that they come off as spiritual or knowing or caring, but it's pretense. They're very shallow. They're looking out for themselves. This person feels very misunderstood. That might be one of their core issues is not feeling understood. And maybe they don't fit in, they don't feel like they belong, and so they don't feel that community feeling. They don't really love themselves, and they don't feel that they belong in a community. So they see people as someone to use, someone to take from. Very, just very unhealed person. Very, a lack of love. It comes from a lack of self-love and repressed emotions. They feel very empty. Okay. So if this reading is resonating in present time, so I get the feeling that you, in the past, you broke up with this person, or there was a break between you and your person went with the third party person. So they are now a couple in present energy. And despite what's going on, despite the lack of love and feeling empty, I get the feeling that your ex is avoiding conflict with this person. Like, now that they are with this person, now that they're not sneaking around behind your back, now that they can be with this person, it is just a lot of conflict. This person is the epitome of conflict. Energetically, they feel like Bernie Madoff. They feel like a Ponzi, an energetic Ponzi scam, I guess is the best way. They take from others. So it seems like they have a lot of energy and a lot of but it's really, they're using other people's energies. They're mirroring what and who they want to be. Yeah. I get the feeling in the past that you were breadcrumbed by your ex. You were giving to them, they were giving to the third party. And now that you are out of the story, now that you are no longer in the way of this relationship, there's something about, like, you were the one that they could blame everything on, and they could justify betrayal and horrible behavior because they had it in their mind that you were the epitome of evil, very bad. There's something about removing you that there's who are they going to blame for the shortfalls? I'm getting the feeling that this third party person has now turned on your ex and has made them the bad guy. And your person is very infatuated, really wanting to make this work, giving so much to this connection, despite, avoiding conflict, things not working out the way they expect. With all that being said, I get the feeling that they're going to get married. Feels like this has been the plan all along. Remove you, and then they get married. At least that's been the plan. I also feel that the third party is starting to, really, after spending so much time with your ex, now that they have time to really spend plenty of time together, they're like, they view your ex, the person they're with now, the third party views your ex now as emotionally immature, insecure. They are a huge disappointment. They thought, like, who they thought they were getting was someone who's a leader in business, and someone who's very secure and abundant and prosperous, and They just have this person that's in the way, you know, who they're married to. And they're the problem. And now it feels like both of them are, it feels like there's no love in this union. Ooh, so interesting that their energy is taking over the reading, right? There's some type of karma that's coming out right now. There's a balancing. The truth is coming out about this couple. And for some reason, collective spirit is wanting you to know this, that balance is coming. Wow. All right. So the family pattern is Ace of Pentacles. Prosperity begins. Family pattern. I love this image of Ace of Pentacles because it definitely, you know, an ace card is an opportunity for a beginning. And you have to take that opportunity and move it forward. Like a seed, you have to water and nurture it and plant it. Well, plant it, water it, nurture it to let it grow. And it takes a lot of nurturing before it there's harvest. Okay, so the family pattern, this is about the third party. This third party's family pattern is that they're unwilling to put the work and effort in taking a seed and planting it. This is not a nurturing person. This is someone who is the opposite of nurturing. So they don't understand how to take an opportunity from its seed form, to plant it, to water it, to nurture it, to fertilize it, to allow it to grow into something wonderful. They like instant success. They don't understand how. It's very confusing because they're not a very, they are a very shallow person. They don't have a lot of depth to them. So they do things quickly. They're in and out because their energy shifts. They can't maintain, they're not holding like a core vibration of who they are. Their energy is shifting a lot. And so it's hard to pin them down. They're kind of erratic and emotional. They don't know how to grow something from a seed and create something wonderful from it. So instead they go in and see what they want, something that other people have grown from a seed, and they go in and it's like a hostile takeover. That's what it feels like. They want instant success. They want that picture on Instagram. This is someone who lives beyond their means. People think they're independent and successful and abundant, but this is someone who's a hustler. And that this feels like a family pattern. So they grew up not being nurtured themselves. Feels like they made a promise to themselves that they'll be important someday. They won't be, people won't be able to ignore them. So it comes from a neglect place. So it looks like they're really dealing with these ego issues, their own inflated ego and self-importance, and figuring out that it feels like the karma is coming in because they keep going around stealing what other people have planted. A personal issue is Three of Cups, rejoice in celebration. So this person definitely likes to party, likes to drink, likes to have fun, and likes to be the third party. It feels very powerful. Also, it's a way they feel they like knowing that since they can't create from a seed and grow something and nurture something, it gives them some type of personal satisfaction to destroy, to create rifts, to break up happiness. It's kind of like they're proving, like there's some kind of justification. This person can justify all the moves that they make. Yeah, they're even though they are a manipulator, but they are also, because their emotions are everywhere, they are easily manipulated as well. This is someone who's very cold-hearted and cruel, very bitter about the hand that life has dealt them. And instead of becoming, like, working on themselves, they just take that pain and, hurt people. And this is definitely a personal issue that they have, that they seem like one thing, but they're really something very, very different. They seem like they have it all. They seem like they're around other people and they have friends, but they're really isolated and alone. They've really lost their way. All right, their conscience. So what they would do if nobody was there to judge them is transformation, death. The death card, end of a cycle. Wow, okay. What they would do if no one was there to judge them is they don't want to work on self-development. They love endings. They love creating that death. They like destructive energy. They like tearing things apart, tearing things down. They don't want to change. They feel that they're perfect just the way they are. There's an entitled quality to this. They don't have empathy for the people that they've left out in the cold. They don't mind if they've created strife for others. It makes them feel more powerful. There's something about projecting that hurt and blame outside of themselves. They like seeing or feeling that pain that they feel at their core, but having someone else feeling it. It distances themselves. It's like they're feeling it. It's very messed up way. I don't want to judge, but it's very it's just someone who's been in a lot of pain for a long time. someone who's very insecure, someone who likes hurting other people, who feels very justified in doing it. Their desire right now is patience. Wow. Right now, things are not going the way they planned it to go. Their finances, they're not being able to build the house, the home. They're experiencing financial failure or loss. There's a lack of stability, a lack of resources, and they're hoping that this will be resolved with time. um um in the desire position is Three of Swords. They're wanting to repeat this pattern. It's how they feel better, by creating trauma bonds with people. They don't know how to heal themselves. They don't know how to heal connections. They don't know how to nurture and grow things, but they are really good at exiting and seeking instant pleasure to keep them afloat. It feels like they are looking for, if they haven't already, it's like they're looking for a third party. Wow. They're already looking for, they're even talking about marriage. I feel like they want to get married. They want to get married, and they want to have an affair on, yeah, whatever. They don't know how to work through difficulties, and things are very difficult in their current relationship with your ex, and so they're wanting someone else. They're wanting another relationship so they can feel good. I mean, this is very depleting. They're not getting their needs met in the relationship and that they're in currently, and this is the pattern that they do, that they just look for someone to fluff their ego, someone they can release their pain with, someone who will tell them how amazing they are, and then they can blame your ex for and it feels justified. Again, it feels very justified that your ex had this coming. They weren't how they expected. They did whatever the excuse is. Wait. Ugh. Okay. In the center of the reading is Nine of Swords, suffering in silence. This is definitely a nightmare. Suffering in silence is not being able, so much going on. It's hard to sleep. It's hard to rest. It's hard to recover. Their higher self is suffering. It feels like their higher self is suffering in silence. They're separated from their higher self. They're separated from their intuition because they're in their emotions so much. There's they're really upset because there's no communication with, it feels like they communicated more clearly and much more when they were sneaking around behind your back. That was wonderful and thrilling and fulfilling. And now that they're actually in a relationship together, there's no communication. There's an imbalance. There's tension. It feels like they've broken up a couple times. It's just really difficult because neither your ex or this third party person, there's no self-love. And so they're always siphoning love off of other people, energy off of other people, because they don't know how to love themselves. And there's a lot of distrust. Now they are really seeing, well, what we did to collective in the past, how the level of betrayal that we were willing to go through with and justify. Now they are with each other. And how do you trust someone who is okay with third party situations, with cheating, with lying, with betrayal, with being with, saying you want to be with one person while sabotaging that connection at the same time? It feels like there's no trust. It feels like wow, there's a lot of tension just tuning into these energies, because there's a lot of plates to keep spinning, a lot of lies, a lot of, okay. The challenge right now is 4 of Cups, discontent and boredom. Yes. Their challenge right now is that being in a connection, growing, healing, confronting issues that you're having, working through those issues, nurturing, supporting each other, that's not in this person's wheelhouse. They don't have that gear. They know excitement, coming in, making promises, trauma bonding, mental manipulation and games. And now that they are in the connection, even though this is what they wanted to marry this person, your person. They were doing all this to pull them away, and they did, and now they want to marry this person, your ex. And there's the drudgery of relationship. Relationships take some pains, take some time to nurture each other and to fill each other up, to hold space when one or the other is having an issue. This third party is bored with the realities of building and maintaining a relationship. They just want to have fun. They just want to be single and destroy other relationships. So they have this offering, an opportunity to build something, and they're not interested. Their challenge is to do something differently, to let go of old ways of being and doing, and to sacrifice for a connection, that it's not all about you, that there are give and takes. Their challenge right now is to change. Their challenge is to release what no longer serves them. All right, the lesson is fulfillment of wishes, 9 of Cups, emotional fulfillment. Okay, what fulfills this person? What fulfills the third party person is something they have to keep hidden because it's kind of dark wishes, dark dreams. They enjoy power plays. They enjoy mental manipulation. They enjoy creating trauma bonds. This person really needs to go within and meditate and retreat. Feels like the lesson is when they're feeling pain, when pain arises in their space, they need to go within and reflect and heal that and acknowledge that their personal pain in a way that's healthy, instead of projecting that pain or creating that pain outside of themselves. Feels like they've been running away. This is definitely from their childhood. It feels like maybe a maternal energy in their life was like this. Maybe both parents, but there's something about not healing, not taking care of themselves, not evolving, not it is a desire to create illusions, to prey on people's fears and anxieties and promise them the world. I feel like they believe that that's going to, they're very short-sighted. I think a part of them really believes that that's going to happen. And then they just keep creating scenarios where they're very disappointed. And it feels like this person doesn't see that the common thing in all these cases where they put their energy in, it turns out to not, it's disappointing. It's not what they thought it was. And then going to a next one, the common denominator is this person. It's not everyone else. Feels like they have blamed a lot of other people. Feels like right now that they're out telling everybody about your ex and how dissatisfied they are with your ex, that they're not who they thought they were. It's just it's a lot of avoiding anything to avoid the truth, anything to avoid seeing themselves clearly. All right, the advice is triumph. The advice is to take the reins, to move towards success. The advice is to get out of this mental prison, to stop playing victim and stop entrapping people and stop, yeah, that victim mentality. There's no taking responsibility for their actions, their words. At the same time, this person is told so many lies that it's hard for them to move because there are so many lies. And yet they've created this landscape for themselves. They can't, this energy also, your ex has this energy of indecision. I feel like both of these people, both your ex and the third party person, cannot make a decision. If they make a decision, then they have to own and take responsibility. And so they rather just languish and stay in the energy of not making a decision is making the decision. It feels like in the past, the breakup wasn't about them, your ex, making a decision to leave. It feels like they pressured you. They made things so horrible that you had to make the decision to leave this connection. That they would probably still be with you no matter how miserable, because this person does, these people, your ex and this third party, just can't make a decision. They don't want to own any of that. They want to remain victim to the world and the people around them. And so by not making any decisions, they can, if someone breaks up with them, then they get to play the victim. The advice is to leave this, to move away from this indecision, to move away from being a victim, to stop manipulating people, to find a real sense of security instead of creating insecurity with the people around you, to find confidence, to build themselves up from the inside. This is just such a dark energy. To, it's an advice is to heal, to stop using and abusing people. Both the ex and the third party are very resistant to change. Somehow there's a knowing that to change, they would really have to face and acknowledge and accept and own a lot of really deplorable behavior. And so this lack of willingness to change is creating a stagnation and decay in their life. Nothing is happening. Nothing is moving forward. No new seeds are being planted. Oh, okay. And so a cycle's, I don't know what to do with this. It's very uncomfortable. The only way I can see out of this very uncomfortable relationship is, if this person in front of me won't change, then that would mean I have to change. And, I'm not going to do that. And so again, I'm getting that this person, the third party, is looking for, looking elsewhere for wish fulfillment. It's obviously not with your ex, it's with someone else, and they don't think, they just move, they act, and they get very defensive about this pattern. They are depleted, and they need, there's a neediness. They don't know how to fill their own cup, and so they need others to fulfill that for them. And they don't like single people. They don't go out and seek someone who's single. They seek someone who is already in a relationship. That way, they know that their secret is safe with someone who's already married or already in a very committed relationship. They know that that person's going to keep it quiet and not demand something from them, like their time, because they're both in another connection. And this third party loves being a third party, like loves it, loves the challenge. It's a challenge. It's a competition. They want to win. They want so badly to, it's like a control game. They get to show themselves over and over again that they're better than someone else, because they want to win the competition. They want to steal someone. It makes them feel how amazing am I took, I just can't help it. I'm so amazing. And so the pattern begins. Yeah. So they're out. It's just this repetitive cycle. I think at the core, this person is looking for love and harmony and wants a deep, loving connection, but they don't know how to go about doing that. Excuse me. They're in a habitual pattern of this third party energy, and they don't know how to nurture and love themselves. They don't know how to nurture and love within a connection. And it's a pattern they feel very comfortable with. It doesn't feel like they're wanting to change this at anytime soon. So, wow. This third party energy took over the whole collective reading, but I'll just go with it. I mean, it is what it is. So I hope this was helpful. Thanks, collective. Bye.